Hello everyone and welcome to Siriana Tarot. This is a singles new love reading for Virgo. We're going to look at the kind of love you're ready to experience now based on the growth you've already done. Take what resonates and leave the rest. Clear messages, advice, and guidance for my Virgos, please. Ooh, Queen of Cups, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy coming through. Somebody very emotionally intelligent, intuitive, creative. All right. We also see the Five of Cups. All right. So this person may be healing from something when you meet this person, Virgo. They might also be focused on someone or something else when you first meet this person. Now, it could be that they're healing from some sort of personal loss, accident, illness, injury, but it feels more emotional than anything else. So it could obviously be a breakup or some sort of personal loss. They're viewing you as the King of Swords, all right? Libra, Gemini, Aquarius energy. They love your mind. They love the way you think. There's going to be a strong intellectual connection here. And we see the Ten of Swords. Now, for some of my Virgos, this may be some type of reconciliation, okay? Or I know this sounds really weird, but this connection might be marked by a little bit of death. Now, I know that sounds really, really weird and a little bit intense, but someone here could be a widow or a widower, or somebody here may have recently lost a loved one, a parent, a grandparent, beloved pet or something like that. And for some of my Virgos, now these are meant to be readings for somebody new coming into your life, but for like one or two of my Virgos out there, this could be some type of reconciliation, okay? Now we see the Eight of Wands. So we see that this person has a lot of focused intention on you, or they're manifesting you or manifesting someone just like you. All right, even if their attention is kind of elsewhere right now or when you meet them, it's like as soon as they see you, they pivot. Now, the Eight of Wands is telling me that this is someone who might work with law of attraction, or this is someone that, they're really intense, like when they know what they want, they really go for it. So they're used to being successful. They're used to calling in what they're looking for. The Eight of Wands tells me, too, there could be an element of distance or travel associated with this connection. And I'm also seeing that the Eight of Wands could indicate someone here that does a lot of travel themselves. Okay, so maybe they do it on their personal time, their free time, an avid traveler, or this person may be somebody who just, they travel for a living. This person, like I said, is very loving, very intuitive. They may be a healer themselves in some regard. All right. And we see Seven of Swords. Okay. So this really could be someone who's a bit of a secret admirer. Now, some of you, this person is healing from something that was really taking away from them. So it could be a relationship that wasn't in alignment, where they were, feeling used and abused. It could be that they're also healing from some sort of deep betrayal. But more so, I feel like this person may start off, Virgo, as your secret admirer, okay? And we see the King of Cups. So we see the King and the Queen of Cups. This person feels like you two are meant for each other. They feel like you're a perfect match. The King of Cups confirms to me with the Queen of Cups that this person most likely has water in their chart, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. I feel this person is free-spirited. This person could be a musician, or they love music. This person, I feel like they're manifesting you, or this is somebody who actively works with law of attraction or manifestation, because I feel like they're used to calling in what they want. I don't know if they do vision boards or they do journaling or something like that, but it might just be that this is the type of person that works with affirmations. They're very, they're very decisive and very clear about what they want. Again, I'm getting a strong music energy. I don't know if they're a musician or you two have similar interests, or they're going to dedicate or write songs to you, make you playlists. I feel like this person, I love that he's barefoot on the beach. Again, I feel this person is very grounded, Virgo. I also feel like this is somebody who's very secure in who they are. How my Virgos are going to be feeling, we get the Lover's card, Gemini energy. So you're going to recognize that there's a soul contract here. You're going to be very physically attracted to this person. And again, them coming through as the King and the Queen of Cups, you're going to be attracted to this person because you're going to feel emotionally safe with this person, to be yourself, to speak your mind, to love freely. All right. And I'm also seeing that, yeah, that like your nervous system is really going to relax with this person. You're going to see immediately, this is my person, or we're a really good match. Cancer got the same card in the same placement, so there might be something in the Cancer reading for you. And because we get this King and the Queen of Cups, it feels like if you have Cancer in your chart, or you're, dealing with a Cancer, or you're just drawn to that reading, there may be something in that reading, because it was quite powerful. It was quite beautiful. All right, so let's go ahead and see. Let's go ahead and see what we need to know about this person. And I think Cancer's person showed up as having Virgo placements. So there's definitely more than one synchronicity here. All right. Differences. Okay, again, Cancer got the same card. I'm not going to go on and on about the Cancer reading, but you're connecting with someone of another race, religion, or culture from your own. Okay. Casual. This person might begin as a friendship and develop over time. All right. And again, maybe because this person is still focused on healing from something. Maybe again, they might not also be always in your environment. Like again, I get like they kind of travel a lot or they work a lot. So they like to take things slow. They're not in a rush here. Yeah, we get intensity. The depth of this person's thoughts and emotions indicate a high intellect and a strong focus on their subject. So Virgo, they're going to love your mind. They're going to love your conversations. Again, this person is intense. They have focused intention on whatever it is that they want to achieve. So whether that's in their education, their career, their love lives with their family, buying a home, things like that. And we see jealous. Ooh, but this person may have a little bit of a jealous streak. So it is something to watch out for. It is something to, set boundaries with, Virgo. But they may be a little possessive, stemming from infidelity and insecurity. And we see that with the Seven of Swords, right? The Seven of Swords could be that they have experienced deep betrayal. So they may have a little bit of this lingering wound from that. All right. But we do see, Virgo, that this person's a giver. And you know what? When two givers come together, Virgo energy, it can be a really beautiful thing. So this type of person puts the needs of others first. And my Virgos, you often do that as well. Okay, so again, two givers coming together can be a very lush, very loving, very balanced connection. Now, the Five of Cups we've been through, this person may be experiencing some sort of grief or some sort of loss when you meet them. Their focus might not be exactly on you, although with the Seven of Swords, they've probably noticed you without you realizing it. All right, let's see what else my Virgos need to know about this person. This is going to be a telepathic connection. Again, the King and the Queen of Cups here indicates absolutely you guys are going to get each other at a very deep level where your communication goes beyond mere words. Okay. All right, this person might not be over you. Now, I did get that, Virgo. I did get for like one of you out there, this might be some type of reconciliation. Okay. But again, take what resonates and leave what doesn't. A lot of my Virgos, we're here for new love. We're here for somebody brand new. So it doesn't mean that this isn't your reading. Okay. And we see follows your social media. So again, this person might follow your social media. This person may be somebody who's very supportive of your social media if you're trying to grow a platform. We see that they could be in their 50s. Now, this is also a really specific message, Virgo, that's not going to resonate with all of you, but it certainly will be confirmation for some of my Virgos out there. All right, so I'm just going to plug in here to make sure that we don't lose battery in this beautiful reading. Okay, so what else do my Virgos need to know about this person? What else do my Virgos need to know about this person? Okay, we get expectation. So again, some of you, this person, obviously they could be somebody who's been waiting for you or somebody who's not over you. But with this card wanting to come out in reverse, it tells me, Virgo, that a lot of you, this is going to come as a surprise. Like they might be really into you, but they never really expected for you two to get together, or they didn't expect this connection to happen when it does. All right. And we see child energy. For some of you, there may have been some sort of unexpected pregnancy in this person's past, okay, with somebody else, or, I mean, it could be something that happens within your connection, so just beware, just, pay attention to that. And we see change. So yeah, some of you, you're meeting this person as they're experiencing some sort of major transformation or change or move, leaving a relationship, or they've experienced some sort of major loss. But I also think, Virgo, that this connection is going to represent a really big change for you in your love life, the type of person that you get together with, the type of energy that you allow into your life. And we see the courtship card coming through. So this tells me that you two, it may start off as something casual and then move into dating, but it's going to take its time, right? It's going to follow, the normal steps, right? Nothing too rushed, nothing, no dragging your feet here. All right, what else do my Virgos need to know about this person or this connection? All right, so they have a unique smile, okay? We also see your first kiss will be within 1 year from now. So this is confirmation for a lot of my Virgos. This is not somebody you've been intimate with. But again, it could be too that they're not over you, that this is somebody that you met a while ago and they've always been crushing on you and they never thought you two would actually get together, but you do end up getting together, right? And we see they can speak more than one language fluently. All right, so this person is worldly, or they grew up speaking a different language. They've learned a different language by living in different countries. Again, travel energy. And they wear a meaningful accessory often. Okay, so for a lot of you, I did see some type of necklace. It might be handmade, or it might have been passed down to them, or it might be something that, represents, a love for someone or something that they lost, or, someone important to them. And at the bottom of the deck, we see that this person is known to be sarcastic often. So they have a dry sense of humor, which to me usually indicates somebody who's got a strong intellect, somebody who's intelligent. And again, my Virgos, I know you need that. I know you can't hang out with any dummies, right? You're too smart for that. You need that intellectual connection. And this person likes that about you. And I feel like that's where this connection really grows and becomes strong. Now, the King of Swords, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius energy tells me this person sees you as really in alignment. There's honesty here with this card. This person sees you as somebody who's loyal and intelligent. This is also someone who's very put together. And my Virgos out there, that's you. You don't walk around looking shabby. Virgos pay attention to details. Virgos are oftentimes very clean, very well put together, right? So this person might like the way that you smell, or they might compliment the soap that you use, or your cologne, or your perfume. They also like that this person is very emotional, but they also like that you may be a bit more grounding. Now, don't get me wrong. Virgos are actually quite emotional beneath that Virgo surface, but they like that you control your emotions. They like that you don't flip out, okay? They like that you regulate yourself. They like that, you know how to hold back. Like you control your emotions because they like that. It's like discipline, self-control. All right, and we see 10 of Pentacles in reverse. So this person, they see you as independent. They may meet you at a time too when you're in the process of healing, or you've been through some sort of breakup. But they see you, Virgo, working towards your fame and fortune. And again, a lot of my Virgos, maybe it's not about being famous, but it is about building stability, and they do like that. I also think the way you two manage money is going to be similar. Now, I know that sounds so mundane, but, I think you both might really appreciate that you both either like to save a lot, or that you like to, maybe spend on lavish things, but not necessarily in your everyday or whatever it might be. And we see the Knight of Wands. Yeah, this person sees you as loyal. This person sees you as confident. They see you as somebody that they can really have a good time with. Now, I keep getting these Cancer messages, and I know it's kind of boring for some of my Virgos, maybe even annoying for some of you. But a long time ago, like a really, really long time ago, I must have been a kid, and it was before the internet, because I had to get this book. And there was a book about compatibility and signs, okay? And I remember reading about the compatibility of Virgo and Cancer. And the analogy in this book, I wish I could remember what it was called, because this is funny, because this is like when you had to buy books at like Barnes and Noble or whatever. There was no internet to go look at, or if there wasn't a lot of information. Okay, I'm dating myself here, and sorry for story time. But I remember reading about the compatibility of Cancer and Virgo. And the example that this book gave was that, what would, the Virgo archetype, the Virgin, do with a crab, right? But it was interesting. They showed this image of the Virgin, the Virgo archetype, picking up the crab, putting it in a little boat, and rowing down the river and just having a good old peaceful time and having a picnic in this little boat. Now that's what I'm seeing here. So I keep getting these messages with Cancer. So again, check out the Cancer reading, or maybe you have Cancer placements. If you don't want to check out the Cancer reading, totally fine. But I feel like you've got this Cancer vibe in this reading. And and now this time it's not like the Virgin archetype in a boat with a little crab, but that's what I'm seeing. I see you guys get along really well. I feel like you and this person, maybe you seem like a bit of an odd couple, right? But at the same time, it's like you create peace and stability for one another. You love doing things with each other in your own little world, which maybe to the outside world seems like kind of, silly, or seems kind of like, well, that doesn't seem too exciting, but you two just having a grand old time together. Right. So I really like that. And it's because you enjoy each other's company. It's because you hold space for one another. You listen to one another. You laugh together. All right. Now, how my Virgos are going to be feeling the Page of Pentacles in reverse. So the Page of Pentacles in reverse tells me this might be a connection that you feel a little bit hesitant with, or you feel a little bit nervous about. All right, so you may sort of kind of overthink or overanalyze this. It might be that it feels too good to be true. It might be that there's some sort of history between the two of you. It might be that you're not sure this person is healed and ready. It could be that you've been through a breakup or separation, or you're not sure about commitment at this time. All right, so for whatever reason, I do pick up on a little bit of that hesitation or nervousness there with Virgo. All right, so let's go ahead and see what they really like about you. All right, and sorry about that little detour. It just came to, I just got that image, and I remember having that image in my mind about Cancer Virgo compatibility. And gosh, I don't even know how many years ago that was. Maybe over 20. All right, let's see. So we see prostitute archetype. So it accentuates the challenge of surviving without negotiating the power of your spirit. So Virgo, this is one of my favorite cards, because this is telling me that this person knows that you have grit, that you're a survivor, but you never negotiate who you are. Okay. There's also quite a successful energy, right, with her laying there in that pile of money. And we see exorcist. So you are a force to be reckoned with here, Virgo. Freeing yourself and others of destructive impulses. Yeah. So again, you're also somebody who, who maybe you had a history with addiction, or, maybe you had a bad temper when you were younger, something like that. Whatever it is, you've been able to make positive changes, and they love that. And they see that there's power and there's respect associated with that. At the bottom of the deck, we see Samaritan energy. I love this because they also see you as a good person. They see you as giving. They see you as loving. They see you as somebody who helps others. And again, you may pay attention to people who other people don't normally pay attention to, right? Like that homeless guy on the street that you always, flip some coins to or buy lunch for, or, I don't know. I saw somebody smoking. Give them a cigarette or something. I don't know. I know that's a weird message. But anyway, Ten of Swords energy. So this is what's kind of interesting. I know it sounded really doom and gloom, like this connection is marked by death. Like, I know that sounds weird, but that's how it came through. But for some of you, there is some type of reconciliation, or there has been some ending between you and this person. But for others of you, again, you meet this person when you're either mourning something or they are. You might also meet this person in a time of feeling extremely lonely. All right. All right, so we see the relationship here as presence before promise. This connection prioritizes now over outcome. And I do like that because we did get this energy of, you know, this casualness, but like this maybe begin as a friendship and evolve over time. Like, let's just take this day by day. And I do think that's a confirming message. All right. We also see that during a period of personal focus. So this meeting occurs, Virgo, while you're focused on your own growth, goals, or healing. The connection aligns with what you are already building. Yeah, beautiful. All right. And we see emotionally present. I love this. You need this. You deserve this. This person shows up with awareness and emotional availability. Their presence feels attentive and engaged. Yeah, beautiful. And at the bottom of the deck here, we see reciprocity matters. Again, you both are givers. So you both most likely, sorry, sometimes it happens. I can't help it. I've got a heavy tongue this morning, or my lips don't want to open. But this connection thrives when giving and receiving are balanced. Mutual effort becomes part of the alignment. Yeah, and this is both of you, you know, when there are fissures or cracks you want to repair. This is both of you, you know, paying attention to making sure that there's not imbalance here in this connection. All right, so let's go ahead and see if there's anything else we need to know. Is there anything else we need to know here? Anything else we need to know here? All right, so holiday. Enjoy a change of scenery to spice up your love life. So a lot of my Virgos, this is going to be a big change of scenery. We did get an element of travel here. We see tropical climates, but you know, there's travel. Someone could be from a tropical climate. You could meet in a tropical climate, although it doesn't have to be. I mean, you might meet in Poland or something like that, right? But we see rendezvous, a private getaway for two is calling you. So again, you two might travel together. Okay, or you might do little staycations and things like that, Virgo. We see honest communication. Expect a heart-to-heart conversation. So I do think that's really what brings you two together. It's the glue that holds you two together, is this intellectual connection and this communication. We see friendly support. Fairies, guides, and friends give aid. Okay, so friends might bring you together. It just feels like the universe is conspiring to bring you two together. And Virgo, we get rekindling. I know for a lot of you, you're like, ugh, I don't want anybody from the past. But for some of you, this is going to be confirmation, an old flame returning. But rekindling can also, for me as a reader, just as a reminder, be about a past life soulmate connection. All right, so let's go ahead and see what else we need to know here. Any important dates or times for my Virgos, please? All right, next week, okay. So as early as next week, we see October coming through, and try again a little later. There is this element of stop and start here, Virgo, even if it hasn't happened already. All right, Virgo, I'm going to leave it here. I'm sending you so much love and light. Take care.